got quite a loud shrill bark. There's a chihuahua as well. He starts it off too. But
We have Sangeeta joining us as well.
oh, good.
We've got our little gang here. Hello. Hello, Sangeeta.
How are you?
Looking very summery.
Very summery. Lovely dress.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've got my little orange earrings to
They're very nice.
bring some color.
I think they go well with the black.
Thank you. I want to start by congratulating Sangeeta because I'm very proud of what I saw online. I received a newsletter this morning from CPP, Creative Places.
People and Places.
People and Places, that's it. Thank you, Sally. And who's featured on there? The lovely
Excellent.
Sangeeta. Well done.
Thank you. So it has a link to my website, but my website is still not completely there. It's getting there.
Do you know what, Sangeeta? I did have a look, okay? And it's looking really good. So you're doing really well. I'm really proud. I'm like, yes, Sangeeta, she's here. Everyone knows about Sangeeta and her beautiful work. So
thank you so much. I think I needed that pick me up today. Since morning, I've just been feeling like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not achieving anything. So that's nice. Thank you.
Yes.
So what's it on, Sangeeta? Is it on their Facebook page or where is it?
It's an email. It's an email that if you're registered with CPP, you get a newsletter.
I'm one of their committees, so that's why I think. But maybe it was sent to my work one.
It's sent by Robin. It's Creative Network New Directions. It was sent this morning.
Okay.
And so Sangeeta, I believe you submitted what I had shared, isn't it? What are you doing different? Is that what you replied to Robin? Or was it something different?
Well, I replied to, there was an email a while back, so I had replied to them.
So CPP I believe was asking what artists and creative people in Hounslow are doing differently during lockdown. And Sangeeta has shared, do you want to explain, Sangeeta?
Yes, so one of the things was doing the online art workshops, which was a big challenge, but it's nice that I've done that. The second was I'm not really into writing, into blogging. The last time I wrote an essay was probably in school, but I've just started writing a little bit on my website, on the blogs, and that's like another new big thing for me. Just getting the website itself done is a big challenge. It's almost there, I think. I have to add somewhere for people to buy some work now.
The artwork that you shared on your website is beautiful. I don't know, Vivien, you've seen Sangeeta's artwork. Sally, you've seen some of it in her background.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm loving all the bright colors. That's what really attracts me to her art. All the bright colors, and it's quite a versatile art as well. You do so many different style of art, isn't it?
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that I'm exploring different things and I'm doing different things, but generally the perception people have is that you should have like one thing, one medium, one subject, and that's how people know you. But I find that really difficult. I'm a creative and every day I do something different, and I don't want to stop doing that. I have been advised to stick to one thing, one subject, or I just can't do that.
It's a bit like Sally. You're involved in so many different things, isn't it, Sally? Remind us all the various things that you do. Come on.
Well, I mean, my job is I run a charity for learning disabled adults, Speak Out in Hounslow. My current job. I also am doing coaching. So I'm doing that too. And in fact, this week, it's funny, I've been thinking to myself more about my vintage stuff. You know, so it's kind of come to that. It's like, what do I want to be doing? And it's like, actually, yeah, I want to be selling. I want to be, you know, exploring that a bit more. And we kind of sorted out, my son and I sorted out the PayPal account.
Hello, Lilian.
And kind of getting that way, you know. I think you can. But I have heard that before, Sangeeta. Artist friends of mine have been told that they're to stick to one thing, and they find it really difficult.
It's very hard. It's apparently, if you stick to one thing, so if I only paint flowers in a certain style, or if I only do animals in a certain style, they have to look similar as well. Then people say, oh, okay, you know, we know her for this. But you know, that's just putting someone in a box. How can you do that?
I think it's what they're referring to, Sangeeta, is creating your brand. So what do they think about when they think about you? But it doesn't mean that I think you can incorporate more than one. It's more about sharing who you are as an artist. So if you are versatile in your art, then you are versatile. But what makes you special? So I think you can work on your brand in being different from everyone else. So it's finding how you can sell yourself as a versatile artist.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
yes.
I think we just had Lilian joining us. Hello, Lilian.
Hi everyone. I'm eating my lunch, so I'm sitting to the side, but I'm hearing everything. I said, Marianne, I said, no, I'm not going to miss it this time, because this is what happens. I said to you, I hope nothing comes up, and plenty of things came up, but I said, no, I'm not missing it. So hello everyone.
Hello everyone. Have a bit of a bite, then you can join in the conversation. Don't choke, okay? And I mean, I'm very much like this as well. I'm involved in loads of different things. I have done a lot of different things, and I just love it. And I think it's exactly what you were saying, Sangeeta. It's very difficult to put people in boxes, and I think Vivien, you're exactly the same. You have Vivien, you have done so many different things in your career, right? Remind us.
There's so many things I want to do as well, and it's like I've had to make myself focus on one. But yeah, my background's in accounting, mainly retail. But I have this artistic side that I want to develop, and I'd love to be your thinking. But all the time, I'm telling myself, no, focus, stick on the one thing. I'm a Reiki practitioner, hypnotherapy, all sorts, coaching. So, but I have to just stick to one. And I was doing single women, looking after single women before, but now I just have to stick with what I'm most passionate about. But it is hard, and I think I just keep telling myself, just stick with one, just to get started. And then I can branch into the other things I love. So it's not, if I think I can never do the others, then I'll probably lose it. I just have to think, no, just focus on one for now. Otherwise I use up too much energy planning all the different paths, and it's constant. Every time I do anything, even just writing my website and doing the story brand, it still sparks off ideas continually. And I think that's probably what sets us all apart, because we do have this creative spark that gets triggered. So for me, it's a constant, no, bring yourself back. Stick to
let me ask Sally, because you are involved in so many different things. So how do you channel your focus, Sally?
Well, I'm kind of, you know, as Vivien's talking, and I'm thinking, yeah, I kind of need to do that. But I can see in your eyes that it's really exciting, you know, to think about all these things. And that's what happens to me. It's that, you know, looking to future things. So say something, you know, I'm finding maybe a bit overwhelming. And then all of a sudden my brain, like this week, because it's been very work embedded, and then it's like, we're sorting out the PayPal account. I'll get my eBay account. I've got all that stuff. So I go on to this natural trajectory, and then I'm excited and I'm happy, you know. So it's a weird thing. I don't know how to kind of control it.
I work very much with lists. So that helps me channel my focus. So by creating a list of things that I need to do, I manage to switch off. And if something comes to my mind as I'm doing something, I will write it down on another piece of paper and come back to it later. It's very tempting because like a lot of you, I love doing so many different things, and I have done different things in my career. And so the way, and it's a constant work to stay focused. It's a constant work to switch off, put this on, and just allocate. I find that allocating time, specific time to different tasks during the day really helps. It helped a lot of the clients I work with. So scheduling, I'm going to do 1 hour of this, and then you can work in the afternoon another hour on something else. So you need to switch your brain, and that's something that's not easy to do sometimes, because like you were saying, Sally, as creatives, we like working in the flow. And when we have the flow, it's nice to carry on, isn't it? We're in the flow. We don't want to lose the creativity flow. So I completely understand. We have Charis joining us as well.
I can't see Lilian anymore. I don't
know. She's eating.
Oh, she's eating.
Well, I think the other thing about focusing on things is new things keep coming up. I find that a bit of a distraction, and if you don't check it out, then you're missing out on something.
That's it.
So yeah, exactly. So I just feel like there's so much crammed into one day, and which is why there's like a spillover. You have to, you cannot finish the things that you want to finish in a day, and
Hello, Charis. Someone else. Are you having a late lunch as well?
It's been rather a hectic day, lots and lots going on. And I've just been in a meeting discussing my future retreats in a lovely venue by the sea. I didn't think I'd make this meeting, and I'm sorry I'm late. I just wanted to make a little bit of it.
Well, welcome, Charis. Charis usually joins us on Tuesdays. Is it your first Friday with us today?
Yes.
So yeah, very welcome. It's Lilian's as well, first Friday with us. We were chatting a little bit about creativity, staying focused, how to cope with the overflow of creativity and to channel the focus in work. How do you manage that, Charis, to channel your focus when so many ideas might come or things to do? How do you do that? What works for you, Charis?
Well, what works for me is writing things down, and I like to use, probably because I'm 56, I like to use pen and paper, and then ridiculously I transfer it to the laptop afterwards. But I like to be creative with just my pen and paper, and I'll just write and write and write. And then I will do mind maps. I find mind maps really, really useful to organize my thoughts if I'm trying to focus on something in particular. So I'll do that. And also another thing I do for the week is I get an A4 piece of paper, and I divided it into morning, afternoon, evening for each day of the week. And I divide my week up into chunks. So for example, if I want to have some time to be creative, I might allow myself, a few hours and just focus on that rather than being distracted by lots of different things, because I tend to juggle a lot of balls. We were just saying. It's not a good thing.
Yes.
I just had a question about lists, because I go through phases, and I can be a real list person, and I can write lists and this and this. And like one time I found a book where I'd written a list from only 3 months before, and I'd crossed things out as I went, and it was quite good to look back and think, oh, I've achieved a lot more than I realised.
Yes.
The problem is how specific, because sometimes I'll write a task and it's actually so much bigger. I mean, is it an even spread, like always have the same amount of detail in the task, like break it down and then it could seem like loads, or Is there an art to list writing?
If I can share, Vivien, I would say because you're involved in different things, at the beginning of the week, what I usually recommend is taking an A4 sheet for different project or work that you're involved, and on here you're going to create like a mini strategy for the week, what you need to work on during the week on that specific, for example, accounting for you. And then you're also involved in coaching. That's another thing that you do. You would do the same at the beginning of the week or on a Sunday. You're going to mini strategize your week, all the things that you need to achieve during the week. So you have different lists. If you're involved in you have mini strategies, mini plans at the beginning of the week. And then you're going to break it down a little bit on each page. And then from there, you're going to transpose it on your daily schedule. And we mentioned earlier, Charis was saying, I use a system where I schedule in my time during the day. I'll spend 1 hour doing that task from that project. Or I could allocate 1 day where I deal with this, or half a day dealing with some of those tasks that I transpose. Do you see how I would work? Lilian, you're just joining us. How do you channel your? Oh, sorry. Ding dong, ding dong.
Got there.
Welcome, Lilian.
Welcome, thank you.
Straight diving in, Lilian, how do you channel your focus with your work, with your business?
Yeah, I mean, similar to you, I'm a list person, and a kinesthetic as well. So I need to write, brain, hand, feel connection. I'm not a big fan of putting stuff on computer and phone, because how can we rely on technology? It always breaks down. At least when you've got your piece of paper and your pen there, okay, you could lose your paper and stuff, but still you've got your list there. So like you, when I have different ideas that come up and it may steer me away from the main thing, then I have somewhere, I have a book to write it all down and then revisit that. Even if the idea is relevant, then I'll address it. If it's not, then I leave it till an appropriate time. But I do my best now to just stay focused on what needs to be completed. I don't necessarily give myself deadlines anymore now, because I found that was just creating stress, but more, I feel more into what it is that I'm assigned to do. So it's got to feel right with me. It's got to be appropriate for what I'm delivering as well. And yeah, if it doesn't feel good, then I always, I'm very much spiritual. So I always tune in to see what is the uneasiness about certain things. Maybe I need to go in a different direction, or maybe I need to add something in extra on the project, or whatever it is that I'm doing. So
I like the way Lilian, that you're mixing structure and a more flexible approach to it. I think it's very good. What I find that having a plan, having a strategy written on paper that you might transpose on something like Canva, on Trello, for example, or Monday, you can transpose later what you have written on paper onto computer. The fact that you have something in a plan, then you can adjust it. I think it's very important.
Sorry. Now, I've just realized before the lockdown, I was writing things down in my book. And I think it's since lockdown that I've totally forgotten about writing things. I think every day it's I just take it as it comes. So maybe I should start writing things again. And the other thing is about the deadlines. Sometimes it's great, because if there's a deadline, then I'll definitely do it. But if it's your own ideas, there is no deadline, then I think I tend to just put them on the back burner. And
I personally love deadlines because it's a little bit of a challenge.
Yes.
I've just recently been invited to get involved into speaking in a different group, and I have been requested this yesterday for Tuesday next week. And I'm like, am I going to have enough time to prepare this? And I'm like, yes, let me take this challenge on. I mean, everyone is different, but I like this little push because I'm going to have to do a bit of research on the subject. I'm going to learn something more, something new. And how does everyone feel about challenges or pushing themselves, taking on things with a deadline? How do you feel?
Yeah, I think I respond well to that, which is really weird, but yeah, that works for me.
That works for you? Okay, I'll give you some deadlines, Sangeeta.
I think, like you say, Ariane, everyone's different. You know, I used to be very much that way until I burnt out years ago. You know, and I realized that that is not my way. I'm not aligned to work in that fashion. So yeah, I think whatever works for anybody. If it's deadlines, if it's not deadlines, then.
So,
I think in my job, I have a lot of deadlines. I have a huge amount of deadlines. They stress me out. I can become a really horrible, angry, grumpy person doing them. So when I'm looking at the things that I enjoy doing, like my vintage stuff or the coaching, I don't want to put deadlines on myself. You know, I want to go with the flow, see what's happening. I'm not even really writing lists. The coaching, I'm writing lists, but I'm not really even doing that because I want it to be a happy place. Yeah. In that way. So
Vivien? Deadlines?
Yeah, funny enough, even when I was at home with kids, I'd put a deadline. I'd ask a friend round for lunch because that would give me a deadline for cleaning up the house, because otherwise I'd take a day and it would so yeah, that funny enough, like Lilian says, oh, I had burnout, so I don't know how much that changed, but I can resist deadlines as well. So I'm quite aware of when they're self-imposed. But I think something Sangeeta said as well is that I'm a bit take it as it comes, and that probably doesn't work for me. And I think the key is the planning, and then I wouldn't have to worry so much about deadlines. So deadlines can be, so if someone outside asked me to do something like you've been asked, Ariane, for Tuesday, then I'd rise the challenge and I'd get it done in no time. But it would mean giving their stuff priority over my stuff, so that you still get that juggling. So
yeah, I find that too. Yeah.
Charis,
they're good, yeah.
Charis, you were saying something earlier. Sorry, I missed you.
Yeah, so deadlines. I think with when I have to do exam assignments, I've been doing this university course, I find the deadlines absolutely, I mean, incredibly helpful, because I hate writing exam assignments. I really want to finish this course, but I'm, you know, hating it. Well, I'm hating the examination work because it's so many words, and you know, yeah. Anyway, it's another story. But I need the deadlines for that sort of work because it's really intense. I mean, everybody on the course, they're the same. They wouldn't put themselves through that hell, you know, without. I mean, they need the deadlines to motivate themselves to actually do the work. I'm making it sound really gruesome, but this course is pretty. I'm not the only one on the course.
What is it?
They make it purposely complicated. I'm sure of it.
Do you want to share? Do you share what course, Charis?
It's a professional digital marketing. It's digital marketing strategy. So it's nothing practical at all. It's not learning how to do social media or automated tools, or you have to learn that yourself elsewhere. It's all lofty sort of strategic study, but I guess what I want is the qualification on my CV. That was the idea initially. Now I'm thinking, is it really worth it? I could learn so much more, you know, on other courses, but you know, the Chartered Institute of Marketing, you know, still have that sort of reputation in the marketplace. And I will become an expert on models and frameworks, which people don't generally use in the workplace. But in order to get this qualification, we're all becoming experts in models and frameworks.
Wow.
So really without deadlines, nobody would want to do the exam assignments, basically.
Exactly.
Just another thing about, deadlines, what reminded me, because I was the same at uni as well. When I have a deadline, I tend to leave everything to the 11th hour. And even when I did my degree, I promised myself that I would be ahead for once, but I still end up leaving it to the last minute. So I suppose if I'm going to set a deadline, it has to be a short one, because the job's done.
Yeah. That's what you mean.
We've got 5 minutes left together. It goes so quick when we have fun. Thank you so much for joining us, Sally, Vivien, Sangeeta, Charis, and Lilian for today. Welcome. Can I please ask to finish off our short session today? One thing that you're going to be focusing on business-wise next week. So one thing that we were talking about focus. So what is the one thing you are focusing on, one task for next week? Sally?
Well, I'm waiting for what Boris has to say. So this week, we've been thinking about things, because I do like to plan for future. That's one thing I do really enjoy. So I've been thinking in various different ways. So I'm really, really waiting. And then I'm going to have a lot of discussions with myself and my colleagues on where we go and what we're going to do. So I'm quite excited. I know that there's going to be time frames, but that will help me go forward.
Is it for Speak Hounslow, Sally?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Okay. It's absolutely everything. Yeah.
So let's see. Yes, absolutely. Vivien, the one thing you're focusing on, business task for next week, aside the Tuesday task.
Well, it will be preparing the social media side to launch my business. Plan some output.
Is Trustpilot on your list as well?
I've got a question about that, but I'll message you. I've already set that up now. But I want to get some phrases and pictures prepared to start releasing on Instagram and so on.
Brilliant. Excellent. Very good, Vivien. Sangeeta, what's your one business task focus this week?
This week I keep thinking, but I kept forgetting because I didn't write it down, is just to post my t-shirt pictures again on Instagram, and I'll probably do that on Facebook as well. Just, give it a bit of promotion. So that will be my task.
So did you write it down, Sangeeta?
I did.
Well done. Charis?
Sorry, I've got to go. I'll catch you all on Tuesday. If not, then on Friday. Thank you.
Bye, Sangeeta.
Bye, Sangeeta.
Charis, the one thing you're going to focus on business-wise next week?
Yes, my pricing strategy for these gorgeous holistic retreats by the sea, 100 yards from the sea, from the beach.
Which country?
I want to go.
Me too.
Good. I need your telephone number. We'll stay in touch. Sorry, what was the question, Ariane? Sorry.
Which country?
Oh, well, in the UK. I mean, I wanted to do them in Spain, but I think I'm just going to have to wait for that. That's been put on hold. There's a village in Spain in the mountains that I absolutely adore. And the fruit and veg around there is just superb. 20 minutes from the sea. The sunsets are heavenly. It's remote. It's quiet. The wildlife is stunning. It's just amazing. But this house in Worthing, it takes 2 minutes to walk just down the road, to the beach. And it's a quiet part of the stretch. So it's between sort of Worthing Central and Brighton. And so it only takes about an hour and a bit, to catch the train down there from London.
Okay.
You've got all that lovely fresh air. And the beach is on the doorstep. There's a little sort of garden at the back of the house. And I was just with the chatting to the owner prior to this and just talking about, the availability. So I need to get to grips with the pricing strategy. I've got the retreat sort of designed are pretty much jam-packed of all sorts of gorgeous things, and the idea is to give people time to rest, but also learn how to, you know, reclaim their energy and vitality in practical, holistic ways.
We look forward to hearing more about it, Charis. Thank you so much.
Yes, because what we'll do to begin with for the test runs is we'll offer half price for a retreat. So first come, first served on that.
Yeah. Thank you, Charis. And Lilian, so tell us what your business focus is on. One task next week.
My business focus is on finishing up my social media stuff for my new project, Get My Life Back. So I've got my clients who are doing video testimonials for me, which they're sending in now. So I'm preparing all of those. And yeah, I'm going to finish off launching that for next week.
Well done. I think we're doing really good, everyone. We have to pat ourselves on. Yes, excellent. And yes, I think we are Friday, so it's the weekend. Any plans for the weekend? Anything special?
Bit of DIY for me.
DIY for you, Lilian? Any plans this weekend?
Walks in the park, bit of hoovering, super healthy eating, continuing with my detox regime. Might try and set up my steam tent that I've got. I've got to find some parts for that so I can get some steaming in.
Oh, is it a whole body steaming or face steaming?
A whole body.
Ooh.
It's like this a pop-up tent, and then your head sticks out of the top.
Oh wow! Interesting. You have to take some pictures.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Anyone want to share whether of this weekend anything special? Sally or Vivien?
No, just relaxing, enjoying the sunshine, walking, a bit of gardening.
Yeah, I'm doing decorating. That's what I'm doing.
DIY, the queen.
And the highlight is actually we're going to get fish and chips tonight.
Yes.
So
why not?
Yeah.
I'm joining Sangeeta on her art class on Saturday afternoon.
On the
Saturday afternoon, I'm joining Sangeeta, who was just with us.
Yes.
She's running an art class. So
I thought you said on her yacht. I was like, no, very nice.
I wish. Anytime.
With your mouth 2 meters up. Yeah.
So no, I'm going to be doing some art. So the weekend for me is about doing everything else except business. So art, cooking, resting, chilling, and a little bit of home gardening as well. Catching up with my family as well.
Lovely.
So, yes. Have a lovely weekend, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you for joining online. It's always nice to catch up with you, ladies. If you know anyone who wants to join us, please invite them to join us. It's nice to be connected.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.